Now you talk and you do your back.
Now you talk about.
Onoja, why you standing behind?
But
from the little I've observed, ALISTAR is a drunkard.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Wikey here. If you're just seeing this face for the first time and you're just stepping by this channel, please do well to not make it your last by subscribing and liking the video and dropping a comment in the comment section. I'm reviewing EBUKA Tons of Africa and I've done episode 1. If you've not checked that out, I'll leave the link in the description box. For today, we're going to be reviewing episode 2 and 3. I thought it well to do episode 2 and 3 at once so that the next episode will just be episode 4. So guys, let's get into it. From the ending of episode 1, they are still at Kigali. Onoja then surprises the guys with a fast car racing activity, something just to boost the adrenaline up. First person to go in was Onoja. EBUKA had second thoughts on going, but eventually went. Then the third person that went was ALISTAR. The remaining persons that didn't go are Timini, Jimmy, and Zubi. After the racing, later that evening, EBUKA then took the guys out for dinner. Get to the restaurant, the ambiance is giving, the outfit is giving, the scenery is nice, everything is cool, everything is going well. They are catching up. All of a sudden, Onoja then brings up the issue of Timini missing Zimi's wedding. And I'm like, oof.
I mean, will you take it personal if I don't make your wedding?
They get to talking, arguing back and forth here and there. Then Jimmy says he didn't bring it up. You didn't talk to anybody about it, but you brought it up at the hangar when you guys were boarding to come to Rwanda. So it's only right for everybody to bring up their opinions. So I would not even blame Onoja, but I just felt like the timing was not right. And Timini tells Jimmy for them to step aside and sort the issue because he's not giving at this point.
This one doesn't talk anyhow.
Then they get to talking about it. They both apologize to each other. They settle, and that's about it. Then it's the next day. EBUKA then takes ALISTAR for a mini vacation to Lekivo, just to go and relax a little bit away from the guys. Then Jimmy takes the rest of the guys for golf. They get there, really nice. Then before they play the game, all of a sudden, Onoja then says, let them pray.
Go for it. Yeah? That's all.
Well, you were causing havoc and you want them to pray. So they pray, everything's going well. All of a sudden, Jimmy brought up the issue about Onoja, talking about this same issue of Timini missing his wedding at the event. It went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Now you talk and you do your back.
Now you talk about.
Onoja, why you standing behind?
It caused an argument. Immediately, Onoja and Timini just left because he was giving rubbish at this point. Then Zubi gets to advising him. And later, they show ALISTAR and EBUKA catching up.
But I don't get over.
Apparently, they lost a friend of theirs. It was a lot. It was really a lot. EBUKA talked about how he lost his mother-in-law. It was cool to see grown men talk about sensitive issues and be vulnerable about it. It's the next morning now. They showed Timini, Zubi, and Onoja talking about the issue from the golf. Like, it wasn't supposed to be that deep, but it just escalated. Then they show Jimmy on his way heading towards ALISTAR and EBUKA, just to debunk or stay away from the guys.
Kind of check him on, bringing up stuff about me that I didn't ask him to bring up.
Yeah.
But it kind of escalated.
Me personally, I didn't see the need to make a fuss about it. You would have just told him calmly, your delivery was wrong. You had it in your mind. You brought the issue up. You raised your voice. You felt offended. And now you have the guts to say it kind of escalated. Then they show Zubi, Timini, and Onoja heading towards the Mic bar. Apparently, Zubi surprised them because he's trying to think out of the box and he's trying to explore new things. And if you ask me, that is just weird coming from Zubi. Me personally, drinking fermented milk and unprocessed milk is weird. I've not tasted it. I don't have any interest in tasting it. Then Jimmy arrived at the coffee plantation. They then meet up with this lady. She shows them the process of how coffee is being made from the scratch. It was just fun. They had the whole experience. Next up, episode 3. So they are all back at the villa in Kigali and they're having breakfast. Then EBUKA pops up the question, more like filling him in on what had happened whilst he was away with ALISTAR. So Timini then takes the guys out for Paintball. So they divide themselves into group of twos. Team A, EBUKA, ALISTAR and Zubi. Team B, Onoja, Timini and Jimmy. They showed their shooting skill and it was fun to watch. At the end of the exercise, Onoja calls Jimmy to decide whilst they are done and he apologizes. If you ask me, that was honorary because it was just wise for him to just do that. Later that evening, EBUKA then takes the guys out to dinner, then surprises them to a trip in Morocco.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
we fly out to Morocco.
Oh, shit.
I like how he puts them in suspense. It's giving EBUKA the presenter of the Big Brother house because I like the suspense to it. They then first head to the beach in Casablanca. All of a sudden, Zubi pops up with his hairstyle and he's giving what I don't know. Timini calls it.
It's nothing like what I had on. It was like a cheap imitation of what I had on my...
Because for a titled Igbo man, the hairstyle is not giving. Even though he does random hairstyles like this for his characters in movie, it's just giving weird for... Then they had to prepare themselves for surfing. At first, Zubi almost chickened out, but he went. They met up with the instructor, did a little bit of practice. Timini and EBUKA didn't enter. Apparently, EBUKA has some stomach issues. Then Timini didn't want to enter because of his... As they were surfing, Zubi's surfing board mistakenly sprained Onoja's hand, but he did not talk about it. But he said some things in his confessionals, which I just found very weird because somebody had hit you, you would have just said something instead of keeping quiet about it. They then traveled to Marrakech by road and they arrive at this luxurious, beautiful villa. The interior is everything. They then settle in, get to talking, and the conversation about how Onoja's hand was sprained by Zubi came up. Zubi apologizes.
I had said sorry or forgive me, but I haven't said that sorry.
If you want to apologize, apologize nicely. Why you apologizing with pride? It didn't come off as remorseful to me. Apologizing like that does not make any sense to me because if you did something unknowingly to somebody and the person is telling you how they feel, you should not make statement like, I don't usually say this, I don't usually say this. It just does not make sense to me. It does not make any sense. Apologize and keep it moving. Besides, it's a boys trip. A second impression conversation comes up and I know that this thing was not going to end well, seeing that EBUKA already brought it up again. And they get to talking about ALISTAR. First person that had something to say was Zubi, and Zubi said this.
ALISTAR is a drunkard. Oh my God.
Somebody is on a holiday. They should be able to drink whatever they want to drink. You should not, because you see somebody drink, let's say 2 days straight or whatever, out of the days that they are on holiday, all of a sudden they are drunkard. Doesn't make any sense to me. Then Timini says this.
In the crowd of all these strong personalities that are here, so his own way is now to be the clown.
I would have found offense. How can somebody be all through serious and all of a sudden when they're on holiday they are supposed to still act serious? I just feel that that was mean, because why would you call somebody a clown? You know this person outside this trip, reality show kind of stuff, and you have this to say about the person because you feel that the person is not trying to be too serious. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Obviously, ALISTAR is offended at this point because it doesn't make any sense to be called the group clown and a drunk. Later that evening, they all arrived at a popular market in Marrakech called the Old Market Square, just to explore the market and what the market is about. They then divide themselves into a group of two. Timini, ALISTAR and EBUKA, one group. Onoja, Zubi and Jimmy, one group. Then Jimmy, Zubi and Onoja explored the parts of the market and they stopped by to dance. They had fun. Then they show EBUKA, ALISTAR and Timini stop by a restaurant. And first thing they tried there was sheep brain.
2, 3, go.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I cannot try it. Me personally, I'm sorry. I'm not open to I'm not. They then proceeded to eat. The conversation about Zubi's apology to Onoja came up. I support Timini and ALISTAR on this one, because if you are going to give an apology, give it sincerely. Don't be sassy with your apology. It just does not make sense to me. So it's the next day. EBUKA then took the guys out to hiking. Timini, unlike Zubi, was very uninterested about it because those are not the kind of activities he gets onto whilst he's on holiday or on vacation. Out of excitement, Zubi then pulls Timini's leg whilst hiking. From his facial expression and from the way he even reacted, he was pissed. At some point during hiking, he gets onto a donkey. Whilst they were moving, Timini then stops ALISTAR and Onoja. Then Timini expressed how annoyed he was when Zubi pulled his leg, and it brought about another conversation. ALISTAR expressed how offended he was when Timini called him the group clown.
The one that even paying me service when you called me a joker.
It does not make sense to me why somebody decides to be free and the person is being taken for a clown. It does not just make sense. To me, Zubi and Timini were wrong for calling ALISTAR such names at the villa in presence of everybody. So it's only right for them to apologize to ALISTAR in front of everyone too at the villa. That's what I feel. Come to the end of episode 3. Stay tuned for episode 4. I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, share the video, comment down below your thoughts, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.